Lana. Hey, Meg. Hey, Sherry.
Okay, we are ready to rock. So we're going to turn it over to Jane. This is her featured night. We all kind of oversee a night and plan it and kind of have special things in mind for each of you. So Jane is the mastermind, and you all know why, right? Because she's like the coolest, just finishing for her first pink Cadillac. Ah, so excited! Oh my God, I cannot wait. Cannot wait till that puppy arrives. We're gonna have so much fun. I'm already planning
Oh, my God.
things for you, surprises. You don't even know.
Oh, I'm scared. That I am. Oh, my gosh. So, thank you for turning it over to me, Queenie. If you guys could all make sure that you mute yourselves just because there's background noise. And I am the worst person. Like before we did Zoom stuff, we used to do conference calls. Anyone remember when we did conference calls? And I like literally, if there was background, like I couldn't even think straight, and it didn't even matter what it was. So I'm growing in focus here. So welcome everybody as you're hopping on. Hello, hello. We are just gonna hop on with some tips for you guys. Kim is gorgeous in her charcoal mask, and I'm gonna go first, share a couple things, and Kim's got some really great ideas for you guys, and we're gonna wrap it up with brand new car driver Rachel Cooney. So we're super excited. So, first of all, congratulations to the little engines that could, because they did. Oh my goodness. And congratulations to our life unit for now being a pink Cadillac unit. We are just over the moon excited. We put through the last order at 12:30 and our deadline was 1, and it was so exciting. What I wanted to share with you guys was just a couple random thoughts that I had today. Nothing, extremely planned, but I've been reflecting a lot as in the week or so since we've finished, and a couple things that I would love for you guys to just hear. Just tips from someone who just earned their pink Cadillac with their team. So, in no particular order, usually there is a particular order, but in no particular order. So, never, ever, ever give up. Never give up. I bet you if I ask Rachel, if I ask Kim, if I ask Eleanor, did you earn X, Y, and Z, your first free car, becoming a director, your red jacket, right when you wanted to? The answer 90% of the time is probably no. And if they did, that means the goal probably wasn't high enough. So never, never, right? 10 times? Wait, no, unmute yourself. Now you got to tell us. 10
Yeah,
times?
like, it normally takes like 10 times to really hit your goal.
Yeah. Oh,
You
yeah.
know?
Yeah. Yeah. Because it's got to mean so much. You have to be. So I'm not a crier at all. Kim, have you ever seen me cry? Maybe once. I don't even know.
Only because I stepped on your toe. Like, I mean, it was like
Yeah. Oh,
physical
you're
pain.
pregnant or something. I know. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not a crier. I have nothing against crying. I just am not. It takes a lot. And OMG, did I cry so much the last week. But that means it really means something to you. So if you're like, what is going on? Like, why? Because it's really deep down and it means something. So, first thing is never, ever, ever give up. So, our life unit, we hit 8 years on October 1st. So, it did take us 8 years to get to Pink Cadillac. So, never, ever change the deadline, but don't change the goal. Change the deadline, but don't change the goal. So, never, ever, ever give up, because you just don't know if that one next try is going to be what propels you over the edge. What if you had a looking glass? I don't even know if this analogy is right, but you had a looking glass and you could see what is projected in the next year. How many things would you not give up on if you knew, if you knew that you were going to succeed at it? So your success is right around the corner from when you give up. Okay. So then the second thing is, this is totally related. The longer you stay in the same place, the harder it is to move, the harder it is to promote yourself, the longer that you stay in the same place. So I made it very difficult on myself because we were in a Premier Club car, my gosh, for like 6 or 7 years. I call it the wilderness, because stuck is stuck. It doesn't matter if you're stuck as a beauty consultant. It doesn't matter if you're stuck as a sales director. It doesn't matter if you're stuck as a $500,000 sales director. Just being in the same place year after year is stuck. right? And so my encouragement to you guys is look at where you are and put a plan together to move quickly, because the longer you stay there, the more comfortable it gets. One word that I cannot stand is comfortable. The second one is safe. Comfortable and safe, because all your victories, lives being changed, your family having financial freedom, all of them are outside of comfort and safety, all of it. And so you don't want to be comfortable. Like, I'm sitting on a couch right now. We really need a new couch. I feel like I have a stick up my butt. I'm not even kidding you. So I want to move, right? I need a new couch badly. It's on the list. But anyway, so the longer you stay in one place, the harder it is to move. So make a plan today for whatever your next goal is. And that could be, hey, I am a diva every month, but I'm just a diva every month. So you, girlfriend, you need to pop up to selling $400 more so that you're ordering 800 wholesale, because you don't want to stay in the same place. And inevitably, if you stay in the same place, you're going to start going backwards. So the longer you stay in a position, the harder it is to move. So to move, like, let's just say you're sitting there like, dang, Jane, I have been in the same place for months, for years. Do something radical to change that today. What short term sacrifice could you make to change that in December, in January? You're doing the action today so that you see the results in November, in December, in January. What radical thing could you do? Some of you guys know the story, how the Cadillac came together, but I had a migraine for 20 days in the middle of this, from August into the second week of September. And if I'm being completely honest, it didn't go away the last 2 weeks. But we were so close that if I didn't throw my guts over the line for my people, that's why I cried the last week. I'm like, I cannot let them down. I cannot tell them that we didn't do it. If I didn't throw my guts over the line, I would have regretted it. And regret is a terrible place to be. And so the last 2 weeks, my life was out of balance. I didn't see my son and my husband as much as I wanted to. My husband picked up slack at home, but you know what? It was 2 weeks. Like, we can do anything for 2 weeks, to have that radical promotion, do radical activity so that you see a big result quickly. And then you fall back into, Kim talks a lot about daily wins. You fall back into your daily activity. But what do you need to do to ignite yourself? Something radical. Is it sitting down and booking 10 appointments? Like, not getting up until you book 10 appointments, whether it's Bisley parties or sampling sessions or whatever, but doing something radical. Is it following up with all your customers and seeing if they've got, if they would do a color session for you? What radical thing can you do? So my 3-year-old is still up. He should not be. But so for me, the radical thing, the thing that I had not done in a long time. Anybody else have life? Because I've had a lot of life in the past. I wasn't just stuck because I wanted to be stuck, right? Anybody else have a lot of life? Well, something that I had gotten away from. So I promoted myself to a sales director 8 years ago when you didn't know if people had free texting. So you, like, literally had to call people until you knew that they had a texting plan and you could text them. Yeah, I I promoted myself when I had to physically call people. Well, we are in the digital age, so inevitably in the past amount of time, we all are reverting to texting, right? And I do a lot of it. Don't get me wrong. I do a ton of it. But something that I had perhaps hidden behind unintentionally was texting people instead of calling them and hearing my voice. So something that shifted back in April and May, and I am going to say thanks to COVID, is I started calling not just my beauty consultants, but my customers, just to check in on people. I did this in September. I had one of my good customers on my heart. I called her. We probably had an hour conversation. Girls, I'm not even on the phone an hour with my best friend. I love her a lot, but I'm just not, like, in contact with her every day. And so, I mean, we will talk an hour if we need to, but that's just not normal Jane, on the phone for 2 hours with somebody. It's just not normal. And so we were on the phone for over an hour and just checking in on her. Well, at the end of the conversation, it came up that we were qualifying for Cadillac. She's like, oh my gosh, how could I help you? Do you need an order? I'm like, hey, if you would host a party, that would be awesome. So she hosts on the last Friday of the month, and OMG, new beauty consultant out of that, tons of sales. That's what pushed us over the edge. So you never know, by just checking in on somebody and just being human, just loving on people, what is going to come out of that. With no, I didn't come in with an agenda for that. So it was just a really, she popped on my heart. So I know to make a phone call. So calling people, don't hide behind texting. Be grateful every step of the way. How, like, make a list every morning of how super crazy blessed you are. So last Saturday, I was on Zoom with my unit and we're going to order the Cadillac. Well, it was totally embarrassing moment. It turns out it wasn't my fault, but seemingly it was my fault. Um, I don't know if you guys know, but when you earn an SUV in Mary Kay, you have the choice to upgrade to all-wheel drive. So you do pay for that option. And I've never done it before. So my husband and I said, yes, let's do that. We live in Pennsylvania, snow, whatever. So at the end, if you want to do that, you have the choice. It's $1,000, but I mean, they're giving me a $50,000 car. So we went to do it, and the system, all my consultants who are on are probably like the system. I put in 4 cards. Like, I'm like, oh my God, I have money. This is so embarrassing. So in the moment, it turns out it was something to do with their website. Well, then I realized the next day that I had pending charges on 2 different, this is not Mary Kay, this is the leasing company, on 2 different accounts. And in that moment, I could have been really annoyed, like really annoyed. But I had to take a step back and say, you know what? This little bit of aggravation, like, I don't have to do my registration. I don't have to do my plates. I'm getting a beautiful car. And I'm just going to choose, I'm going to defer to grateful. I'm just going to be grateful. I can't control the technology. Okay, maybe I looked like I had no money to my people, but who cares? They love me anyway, whether I had money or not. And so, in that moment, are you grateful when things aren't going the way that you want them to go? So where are you putting your energy? Are you putting it into grateful? Are you putting it into aggravation or being annoyed about the things that you can't control? Because that energy is going out and you only have so much. You only have so much energy. So, and then the last, I have 2 more things real quick. It's not about you. It is not about you. Anybody scared to ask someone just to listen to the facts about the company? Girlfriend, if my recruiter, we've got puppy dog pals on, my son is excited. If my recruiter didn't ask this, sports bra, wife beater, big baggy basketball shorts, Jordans, hair in a big messy ponytail, basketball player, waitress who didn't find a teaching job, to just listen to the facts. She didn't say do this. She said listen to the facts. Oh my gosh, we would not be sitting here today. I can't even tell. I don't even want to think about where our finances would be if I had not been in Mary Kay the last 10 years. Like, I can't even go there, or what our family life would be, because we've had some crazy health issues and I had a small baby. And so, it's not about you, it's about her. So who are you afraid to talk to? Because it's about her and it's not about you. And I know all of you care about other people. And so the last thing is investment. You've got to invest. Are you investing, putting your dream into action? Are you investing doing the action? Are you investing in your personal growth? And are you investing in your vibration and your energy? Eleanor talks a lot about this. She knows a lot more than I do. So, are you investing? It takes investment, and it takes a team, and it takes bringing other people with you. I have story after story of my amazing people asking people to purchase products, to listen to the business opportunity at the end, because they were invested in our goal and in our dream together. And they would tell you, I could unmute all of them, that they are better for it. And it does take a team. And so a rising tide raises all ships. Who are you bringing with you? It's not about the goal. It's not about the goal. Somebody asked me the day after, like, oh my gosh, are you happy that you earned it? Yeah, sure. But like, I'm enough without a pink Cadillac. You're enough without a pink Cadillac. It's about who I brought with me and how we're all going to be better together. So just wanted to share a couple things that were on my heart. And I am going to turn it over to Charcoaly Kimmy Moore, and too many M's in her name, seriously. She's gonna share some tips. Go ahead, girlfriend.
Yeah. Hey, welcome everybody. So, yeah, this is what multi-masking multitasking Friday looks like at my household. I just got done with the spa party and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna I clearly need to detox tonight. We're just gonna let it keep going. We're just gonna let it roll. So happy Friday. Congratulations for being here and being a diva and making your business a priority. And so one of the things that I'm going to talk about today, I'm going to give you my top 5 tips on finding new leads. How many of you, I'm going to change the view so I can see everybody. So show me by, raise your hand. How many of you feel as though you are running out of leads? Okay. Okay. So this is like a virtual world, right? And whether we could warm chat or be out with people, you're going to feel this way again. And it has nothing to do with COVID. It has everything to do with your confidence and your skill set. And so today we're going to give you my top 5 ways of going from 0 to hero with referrals and leads. Okay. And I'm going to tell you the number one thing you need to know is that this is a skill. Okay, this is a skill. And so you just need to master it, just like a booking skill or recruiting. You are going to have to love sourcing for new leads. Okay, every single business does it. It is your job to master these skills. And this is just the newest skill that you are going to kick some booty at, and it's going to be in your toolbox because this is going to happen again. Now, the other thing I want to say with this is feelings are not facts. And notice how I asked how many of you feel as though you are running out of leads. Okay. The reality is you're not, right? You're not. You are feeling a certain way. And we all feel that. Myself included today, I just felt like, Kim, you are not doing anything. Get it together. What is wrong with you? Like I just had this feeling of, I've just been sleepwalking through my business, which really isn't true. I am working, maybe not the level I want, but again, we got to be mindful of how we feel because that we can start telling ourselves stories that aren't true. And then it can help us feel even worse. And then we start believing, y'all, it's fake news. You've been telling yourself fake news all this time. So let's get the real story. Let's learn the skill and let's realize feelings and facts. Okay. And so lead generation is extremely important. So I'm going to give you my top 5 ways for you to go out and create new connections this week. Okay. So number 1 is something that I just started doing at all my appointments, and it is killing. And so you can do this at appointments or you can do it in your checkup phone calls, but it's called nominations. Yes, nominations. So you're going to ask or tell your clients that they may now nominate up to 10 women for this really cool self-care pampering package that Mary Kay is sending out. They can only nominate up to 10. They don't have to nominate all 10, but I'm sure there's probably 1 or 2 people that you would just love to give that gift to. Am I right? Yeah. Okay, so the words nominate's key. You may now nominate up to 10. Okay, and so instead of playing a referral game at your party, this is what you do. In fact, the party I just came from, it's interesting. No one has anything mastered. Can we just be clear about that? Like, nothing looks pretty and perfect. You know what I mean? Like, there's always new technology. There's always something new. If you're like, oh my God, this virtual thing, guys, none of us have this virtual thing mastered. We just don't care. We're just having fun. Like seriously, we're just having fun. We're over being perfect. We're over making it happen. Okay. So this is something new that I started trying this week. That's a whole nother class, but I actually have my people draw this and it's been hysterical. Anyways, I have the number 1 to 10 on a piece of paper at the beginning of the class. They're all like, what is that for? And then at the end, I say, guys, I'm so excited about this. Mary Kay is now allowing you to nominate up to 10 of your girlfriends. And you can gift them super awesome self-care pampering packs. And each one's customized to her. So all you need is her first name and a phone number. Okay. And I will call her once or twice and she's going to know that you nominated her. And I mean, she doesn't have to buy anything. She just gets a lovely package in the mail, guys. It's awesome. Okay. Now here's what I include. I include a $15 gift card. Okay. You may not, totally up to you. But here's why I think you should. Because when I call her and I say, Megan, hey girl, this is Kim Moore with Mary Kay. You and I don't think we've ever met yet, but your friend Jenny, she was at one of my Mary Kay events and she nominated you for this really awesome, fun self-care spa package. And so I would love to pop that in the mail and get that to you. Is that okay? I'm automatically giving to you. You know, just a different mindset. You're gonna be like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. Now I'm gonna ask you, hey, have you ever worked with the Mary Kay consultant before? Okay. By the way, if someone does tell me, oh yeah, I have, and I ask a couple more questions and they clearly have a consultant, I'm still gonna mail it to her. I'm gonna call the consultant, let them know, because good vibes come back tenfold. Okay, I'm just gonna be real with you. I do it all the time, and we're earning our 4th or 5th pink cat. I don't know how many Cadillacs. There, you know, I'm in one for a reason. Because God is good, and when you give, you get. Fair enough? Okay. So don't worry about that. You just love on her and let her consultant know. Okay. All right. And her consultant will take care of it and follow up. Anyways, if she doesn't have a consultant, right? I'm making small talk a little bit. And here's what I want to know. Tell me about your skin. Are you more into skincare or are you more into glamour right now? Okay. You know, if she's into glamour, I find out about like her eye color. What does she get if she gets glamour? She always gets the Time-Wise 3D Miracle Set and a color card. Always. Okay. If she is, you know, into spa or skincare, then I will do either the Time-Wise 3D or the repair set. And I partner it with the charcoal mask and the moisture gel mask. Okay. And I mean, I keep it simple, guys. I put a lookbook. Do I even have it? There, you can get, it's in my closet. I put a recruiting sheet that shows a starter kit. You can buy them on section 2. It's also on your Showcase app that just shows the starter kit and why people love Mary Kay. So those samples, a lookbook, and then I write a little handwritten thank you card in there. That's what I do. I will also print out, again, like it's so stupid simple, guys. Whatever samples I give her, I just type this up on my Word and print it off my computer. And I say, thank you so much for accepting this gift. Your friend just thought you were amazing and wanted to nominate you. Here's what's in your sample pack. And I literally copy what's on the customer website. So if she got the Miracle Set, I literally copy the name of the product and the paragraph describing what it is on my customer website for each product. And I print it and that goes in there and that is it, right? And here's the thing. Do you need a full gift card? You don't need one. You could always make something up on Canva and text it to her. You can buy them on pink printing. You can go and make your own. I mean, guys, just keep it simple, whatever is easier for you, right? But when I'm talking to her and I'm figuring out if she's spa or skin, you know, spa or glamour, finding out what samples I'm going to give her, one of those options, then I say to her, there's also a $15 gift card in there for you. And so you can feel free. I'm going to follow up and see how you like everything. But I do want to offer, if you're interested, do you have a couple friends who you would love to pass the gift on to? If you invite 3 friends, we can actually do like a little girlfriend session and you can double your gift card for to get $30 in free product. Each one of your friends will also get the pampering package. Guys, I'm booking parties like crazy, right? So I'm basically giving her a $30 gift card. She's bringing 3 friends. They all get the pampering packs, okay? And she gets the gift card that's doubled. It's amazing, okay? So, and then what I do is I invite them, like I book my own session with them, or if they're like laid back, I just immediately put her in my next unit's Facebook group event and she can pop on and watch. Or we might book and do one-on-one. Or I may just call and follow up over text. Like, you know, we keep it easy. I keep it real and fun and laid back, but that's been huge. And I do that at the end of every single party and appointment. And it's been phenomenal. So that's been a great way to get leads and referrals in virtual appointments, one-on-ones, all of that. Okay. All right. Number two is doing a color test panel. Okay. So I am the queen of test panels. And if you have not followed or heard about my 10-5 routine, You need to ask your director about it tonight. We have a great graphic. We'll send it out to you. But, you know, Jane made mention of it earlier. We're all about daily wins on my team, and we're all about having consistency, because I'm going to be real with you. You know, I'd love to sit here and tell you that every single day I'm making like 50 phone calls, and the reality is I have good days and I have bad days. Show of hands, how many of you have good days and how many of you have bad days, right? Okay. And the goal is that the bad days, we just try and make them so they're not so bad that they make the next day bad. That we just get back on track and make a new day can be a good day, right? And so I just had to keep things simple with having Lincoln. You know, I watch him 100% of the time. Right now, if I'm not watching, my husband is. So it's like we don't have any help. So we have to keep it simple. And for me, it was just, okay, making 10 attempts every day, 10 booking attempts. And you can fit them in the nooks and crannies of your day, right? On Fridays, creating a routine. That's why I'm bringing this all up. Every Friday in my 10-5 routine is focused on new customer acquisition, and it's focused on test panels. And I love test panels because if you have inventory, it's moving inventory off your shelf. If you don't have inventory, it's getting people samples. It's like getting new people on new products or getting current customers on new products. Both is a win and a victory. Okay, so I want you to start working on a color test panel. And I want you to start looking at the catalog and pick out the colors that scare the crap out of you. Okay, like, you know, for me, that would have been Merlot eyeshadow. You know, that would be Firecracker Red True Dimensions lipstick. That would be Powerful Pink lipstick. You know, the colors, I'm like, I'm more of a neutral, natural, you know, it's just me, okay? But if we want to succeed in Mary Kay, we've got to know how everything looks, right? We've got to try it, we've got to wear it. And so you need to make a color test panel, because here's the thing, guys, you're not the only one who's afraid of something. I can't tell you how many times I give people a product, they try it, and they're like, oh, that actually looks good. I like that. My favorite thing is Midnight Red lipstick. I would never wear that. I'm like, that's too dark for me, you know? And then when I was blessed enough to earn the promotion that Mary Kay had, our team finished $500,000 the first year, and we earned the promotion of being on the billboard. Well, everyone was wearing that color for their photo shoot. Well, so I wasn't going to be the only one who wasn't. I tried it, and I have never gotten so many compliments in my entire life. And now it's like in my normal rotation. So your customers are the same way. And women love to try things. Okay, so you're going to pick out a few things that intimidate you, okay? And you are going to either like do like a lip bundle, like maybe it's Crushed Berry Midnight Red and Powerful Pink, right? Or maybe it's like 3 different eyeshadows, okay? And you're just keeping it small and simple. And you're going to start out with a couple of your friends on Facebook. You're going to reach out and you're going to say, hey, Jane, you might call or you might private message. Hey, Jane, I don't know if you'd be interested, but we are trying some new colors and I have no idea how they look on people. Could I send you some samples and get your opinion? I mean, guys, it's just that simple. It's being real and honest, right? Maybe you're talking to Christine and she's a current customer. You're gonna call her and be like, hey, Christine, girlfriend, can I borrow your eyelids? She's gonna be like, what? I am doing some color training. We have these new colors. I need people to try. Can I drop off a couple samples and have you try them and give me some feedback? Now, here's the smart thing about this. You're going to offer them, okay, so if you have these if you have inventory and you have some of these things that you're intimidated of selling, guess what? They're going to just sit there. So you got to move it. So if you have it in full size, you're going to take the full size products and drop it off at the customer's home. You're going to give them to her. Now, don't pick random strangers. Pick people you trust for your product, okay? Because she's going to try it for a week. She's going to give you some feedback, and you're going to have her take like a before and after photo, or if it's a glamour item, just a couple after photos. And if she loves any of these things, girl, you can totally keep them at my cost, 50% off. Great. Okay. Because again, you're not moving it if you're afraid of it. So it's just sitting there collecting dust. This way you're breaking even, you're getting the money, and you can reinvest in your inventory. Which after this, you're going to be like, I probably should keep them in stock because I'm crazy about these colors now, and you're going to sell them like hotcakes. See how this works? But what you're going to do is, whether she buys it or not, you're going to say, thank you so much for helping me. Do you by any chance know anybody else who would like to try a couple other colors? We're doing this with lipsticks as well and eyeshadows coming up. And I'm running out of people. I need some really other faces that would be willing to try some new things. And see, now she's going to think of her 1 or 2 best friends that you haven't met yet, or a couple friends at work. She's going to start thinking about people, right? And so that's how you get a couple new people and you move product. Okay, now if you're doing with samples, same thing, except I'm not going to give her my discount. I'm going to give her like 20% off. I try to never go above 20% off, really, you know, as a thank you, whether she buys something we try or not. I always stipulate that she can buy any new item that she's never tried before at 20% off. Because again, the goal is to get her on something new, and then asking her if she has any friends that might be willing to test product, a new thing. You're doing another panel next week and you're running out of people. Okay. People can relate to that. So every week I'm doing a test panel. Oh, it's just amazing. It's just a great way to be real. I'm not asking people to have a party. I'm not asking people to buy something. I'm just asking people, try this and let me know what you think. It's great. Okay, so that's number 2. Number 3 is facial boxes. And honestly, I'm not even going to say a whole lot about this because Jane just totally posted a bomb video on her webpage that I'm going to totally steal and post on mine. But here's the thing, you need to go watch the video. So all of us will have that posted on our own unit pages. But facial boxes are important. Here's the things I want you to know. Number 1, you need to do a lot of them. You can't just put one in one nail salon. Okay, because as so eloquently put in the video, they sometimes go to facial box heaven, and someone's going to take it, steal it, drop it, break it, misplace it, like, you know, right? So they need to be cheap. They need to be easy. You need to delegate somebody to make them. Like, you know, find a consultant on your team that is just, you know, on board for the discount, that would love to make all these up for you in your unit for, like, you know, lip gloss, whatever, or a teenager or your daughter or your son or your neighbor or a really good client, you know, delegate it, because it's not going to make you a ton of money, but it might eventually when you get a whole bunch of them out. I've always been taught that you put 5 out at a time. So not 5 in one place, but 5 strategically. And I'm all about strategy. So I look on a map. I pull up Google Maps, I look where I am. You know, when I was working full time and still doing Mary Kay, I looked at where I was going to be. So like if where I left my house to go to work and any other stops in between, and I looked close in on the map for like restaurants, different places, so that I can kind of see, you know, what mom and pop places are around there. So the keys to facial boxes is do a lot of them. Check them every week. If in 2 weeks you're not getting results, take it back, put it to another location, okay? And delegate someone to make them, okay? So watch the video, because I just can't say anything better than that. The video is going to be perfect. All right, number 4 is your cell phone. Okay, so I don't know about you guys. I just happened to look at my cell phone and open up my phone book. I have not looked at my phone book in a long time. For various reasons, right? I sync all my contacts through my Gmail account. Okay, there are people in here, I have no idea who the heck they are. I have over 5,000 contacts in here. So, and many of them are duplicated. Like Jane's in here 4 times. I don't know how that happened, you know? So, but here's the thing. I've had this phone for how long? This phone number for how long? How many of you have had your cell phone for a really long time? You've built up a really great network that you're totally dismissing. So I say this because, you know, we think we're running out of people when really we have so many people right at our fingertips. So I want to challenge you to go to your Facebook, go to your Insta, go to your contacts here on your phone and actually print or download your database. Print all your Facebook contacts, print all your Instagram followers, and print out your phone book. Okay. You're going to be amazed at how many people are in there, how many people you forgot. And so I'm just going to tell you that I'm just going to be really bold, and I'm going to randomly go through and I'm going to start like, I know who this person is, and I'm going to text message them. I'm like, I am so sorry. Somehow you and I have met. My name is Kim Moore. I have you in my phone and I have no idea how we met. And I'm embarrassed to admit that, but I just thought I'm cleaning my contacts up and I thought I might as well. Okay. And I'm just going to start a conversation. The funniest and some of the best things in my business have happened on complete accidents. Just being real. Like one time, and this is gonna be awful because some of you are consultants because of,
Story?
huh? What?
The cough medicine story?
Cough medicine story.
Yeah, you don't remember it.
I don't remember it. No. Oh, when I texted everybody. So yeah, before we went to Pam's thing, I think. Yes. Okay. So yeah. So that is that story. Okay. So I accidentally I meant to text one person and I texted 500 at the same time. And it was something like, hey, your order is on its way. Here's the amount due. Let me know when you're mailing the check. It was something like to a customer who was buying product. And there are people who have never returned a freaking text message to me in years that were like, oh, sweetheart, I think you meant this for the wrong person. I didn't order anything. Or, oh, honey, this went to the wrong person. This isn't my order. I didn't order anything. And so I was like, oh my God. So I literally got like all these messages back. But then I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I meant to click on another Christine or another Dana Marie, or I can't believe I even said this for someone who had like a super unique name. Like there's 2 Americas in my data. There isn't, but you know what I mean? Whatever. And then I was like, how are you doing? It's been so long, blah, 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 blah. You know, oh, we should totally get together for a facial. It's been forever. Oh my God, that would be great. I booked and sold so much product because I sent the wrong text message out to everyone in my contacts. So you just got to be bold and be real and be raw and connect. Okay. So, you know, number 4, you're not running out. You just need to actually be bold and make your list to go through everybody. Okay, number 5 is business of the week. And this is really cool because there's a number of ways you can do this in person and virtual. And so you can do business of the month, business of the week, whatever excites you. But now is the time to really love up on nurses, you know, teachers. You know, think of different categories of people and go to your personal Facebook page, your personal feed, and you can say, hey guys, who has a doctor's office that they just love? Drop your reviews below. Okay. Hey, who has an awesome optometrist office that they just love? Drop your reviews below. Now you can't do this like every single day or every single week. Pick 1 or 2 and put them far apart on your feed in the month. But when people nominate like, oh, this person, this is great, blah, 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 you're going to say, awesome, awesome, awesome. Guess what? You're going to then private message all these people. Notice how I didn't say anything about Mary Kay. Okay. I'm going to private message. I'm going to say, hey, this sounds awesome. We are honoring optometrists and doctors' offices this month. Do you know someone that works there? Like, do you have an inside connection, or can I drop your name? Because they're going to want to know who referred them. And we're going to take donuts and pamper packages in for everybody in the office. And do I take donuts? Yeah, I go to Sam's Club. I get like, for $2, I get like 3 dozen glazed donuts. I put them on a cute tray that I buy at the dollar store. I wrap it up, make it look cute, and take it in, and I do paper packages. And it costs me like maybe $5 for a couple dozen donuts and just some samples and catalogs. But I go in, I take stuff off. Now in COVID, you may not be able to like go in and hobnob and talk to people. You may have to just drop stuff off. So you want to really sweeten the deal by like putting a $20 gift card in each package when they, you know, register on your website or something like that. But again, I was just thinking about this today. I've had a bunch that didn't work out well, but for every, like the ones that do are amazing. I had this amazing this doctor oncologist office, and I have like maybe 3 consultants that came from there. The group of ladies, they order probably $200-300 from me every quarter. They do a party every quarter, and they've been customers of mine for like 3 years. They threw me a baby shower and bought Lincoln clothing. Like, I mean, this was from a friend who referred an office that she worked in years ago. So you just don't know the connections and the relationships that you're going to have. Okay. You can also do it virtually, right? And you could throw a virtual happy hour for doctors and nurses or whatever, and have everybody tag a friend and invite them to the group, right? That would be actually a really great unit event, Rachel and Jane. I know that might be something for us to think about. So there's lots of ways to meet people. We just have to be a little creative, be a little bold, and realize that our feelings are not facts. Our feelings are feelings. And those are just my top 5 ways. I actually have a really great training video that I'll share with all the directors that talks about, I think, like my top 20 ways of networking and stuff. But we'll get that to you later. Focus on these 5. There's a gold nugget in there for somewhere for one of you that you can run with. You don't need to do all of these tomorrow. Pick one, run with it. You know, stay with it for a good month, then grab on number 2, and just know, like, you know, these are skills. You just have to master them. So without further ado, I am going to toss it over to the brand new car driving Rachel Cooney, who is going to share a little bit about her story and how they made it happen. I mean, how exciting. 2 new car teams, like a new Cadillac team and a new first-time car driving team, all within the same month. I mean, this is like exciting. I mean, who's ready for the next step? We're in pink Cadillac qualification. Eleanor and her unit's going to be in qualification again coming up next quarter. I mean, out of all the girls that are watching right here, who's going to be the next, like, record breaker? Who's going to be the next one to have, like, not just 1 or 2, but I have 3 Offspring Reds, or I'm finishing DIQ. I'm going to be the next director, earn their car. Like, guys, this is like exciting. Big stuff is happening. So Rachel, girlfriend, it is all up to you. Take it away.
Hello, everyone. Let's see. Can you all hear me now? Okay. So hi, everybody. I'm so glad that you're here tonight. Congratulations on having an awesome month last month. I know that for, I think, all of our units, it was a great month for everybody. So congratulations. And the fact that you're here means that you achieved DIVA. So you should give yourselves a round of applause because that's awesome. So very proud of all of you. Very proud of all of you. Yeah, so I am going to be just chatting a little bit about kind of our experience on getting into directorship and moving forward into car. And, you know, Jane said something earlier tonight. She said it a couple of times, and it's so true. It's all about the team. It is all about the team. I would not be where I am right now if it wasn't for my incredible, amazing girls who have time and time again, you know, just pulled through and just kept going, you know, just kept going and refused to quit. So you know, it's funny because, you know, yes, I'm being celebrated and, you know, I get to drive this car, but again, it's very humbling because I know that I couldn't have done it without my team. So anyway, thank you guys. Thank you all. And I couldn't have done it without the support of everybody else. You know, I've gotten messages from so many other people, and Kathy, I have to give you a shout out because, you know, you're always being so supportive, and it makes me feel so great. So it's just a wonderful company, a wonderful opportunity. So thank you all for sharing in my joy here with me tonight. Which brings me to tips on how to finish DIQ or get into DIQ. And the number one thing is sharing. Sharing. Just don't stop, you know. And I think that it's also, again, what Jane said earlier tonight is it is so much harder to move when you've stalled. It is so much harder to get going. So much harder. I mean, you know, and that was one of the things that Eleanor told me in the beginning. I started my business in February of 2019. So I haven't even been doing this for 2 years, you know, a little over a year and a half. And I've managed to climb the ranks, which is great. But that's because I didn't stop. I just kept going, you know, and sure, there are days that are really difficult. We have good days and bad days. And there are, you know, sometimes we have good weeks and bad weeks, and sometimes we have good months and bad months. It just, you know, it happens. So, you know, that's one of the reasons why I named our unit the little engine unit, is because you just have to keep going. You know, she didn't give up. The little engine, by the way, was a girl. I don't know if you guys know, she was blue, but it was a girl. little engine was a girl. And she just kept going. She kept telling herself, I think I can. So I think, you know, Jane, you really hit the nail on the head there. The faster you keep going, just keep going. And, you know, so I think for finishing DIQ and even getting into DIQ was just about sharing the experience, you know, calling people and asking them, you know, to help you out, really. And you know, most people are going to say yes. Some people will say no, and that's okay. You just brush it off, and every no is one step closer to a yes. So, but don't be afraid to do it, because you know, what if Jane had said no? What if Jane had stopped with you know, only, I know Jane got into this just for the discount, you know, and one of my girls on my team who's here tonight, Megan, she did the same thing. She got on just for the discount. And Megan, you have four, you have you have five now. That's right. She has 5 team members now. 5.
Yeah.
And you started in
June 30th at about 11:31.
Yes, she was the one who took us into directorship, actually. But you know, she started the end of June, so it's only been a couple of months, and she's already she already has 5 team members. That's amazing. It's absolutely amazing, because she keeps going, you know. And I know that she was somebody who in the beginning was very scared to share with people. Well, I don't, you know, and I think that's the fear. You don't want to be too pushy. Everybody, oh, I don't want to be too pushy. You know, it really is a major fear. And I think that we all had that. Did everybody feel that way, at least in the beginning, that you feel, you know, you feel like you're being pushy, or, you know, you don't want to annoy people or irritate them? You're not. You know, you have to get out of that mindset and think about what this company, what this opportunity has done for you and how it's blessed you, and say yes to sharing, because you don't know who it's going to help down the line. You never know where it's going to go, you know. So I am so thankful. Again, Jane, you know, you said this earlier, thinking back, you know, what if I did, you don't even want to think that, you know. Oh my gosh, what if I didn't say no? It's crazy, really. What if I didn't say no? You know, we wouldn't be, half of us wouldn't be, a third of us wouldn't be here, a fourth of us wouldn't be here. If Eleanor, you know, said no, or whatever, and said no to sharing. So share, get out there and share. It's such a great thing. You never know who it's going to bless, and think about it that way, that you're blessing people with this opportunity. Also, if you need, you know, when you're closing out your party, this is another thing that I learned. Jane did a video back in January, and I talk about it all the time, because it was like ding, you know, the bell went off, the light went off, whatever. When you're closing a party, you know, the way that Jane closes a party is so amazing, and has gotten me sharing call after sharing call after sharing call. Do they always say yes? No. Do some of them say yes? Yes. And you know, the way that you kind of ask that, it's all about the wording. So if you're stuck on your wording, reach out to your director. I can't tell you how many times I sent a paragraph, or, you know, a couple of sentences to Eleanor and said, does this sound good? What's wrong with this? Something doesn't feel right. Is it good? Is it not good? What would you change? You know, so if you're struggling with the wording, reach out to your director. When you're closing a party, and you're looking to get a sharing call with people, the way that I word it at the end is, I say, you know, when you're going through and you're asking, you know, you're asking questions, you know, you're in your closing, you say, you know, we're always looking to get better. I'm always looking to get better at sharing the opportunity and what Mary Kay has to offer. Would you be willing to help me out with a sharing call? You know, all that really entails, it doesn't oblige you to anything. All it is I send you a link to a video, and then, you know, we get on a 3-way call with myself and my mentor, and you give us your feedback. That's it. You know, don't make it be something like this crazy huge thing that you build up in your head. It's not, it's just talking to somebody, and that's all. It's just having a genuine conversation, you know, where you're giving them facts. And so the way that I word that is, would you be willing to do a sharing call for me? And I give them a multiple choice answer. So A is yes, I like you and I would love to help you out. B is sure, I never really do this, but I like you enough. I'll help you out, I guess. C is no, I don't like you and I don't want to help you. Okay. And that you say it in a funny way so that nobody picks that. I've never had anybody choose C, no, they don't like me, because you make it be like something silly, you know? So don't even give them an option to say no. And then, you know, the fourth option is D. Yeah. Oh, wow. There's, you know, you mean you're telling me that I could get started right now for $30? Tell me more. So, you know, yes, sure, no, I don't like you, or tell me more. You know, that guarantees you at least a sure, which gives you permission. Sure is still not no. So you're getting the permission to do that, and then follow up. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do the sharing call. And again, if you are, if you do not feel prepared or confident enough to do the sharing call on your own, then contact your director. I love doing sharing calls. We just did one tonight with Christine Kerrigan, and she brought on another new consultant. So congratulations to you, Christine. I love doing them. I absolutely love doing them because I get to talk about the company. In fact, I have a hard time like shutting up sometimes because I could keep going. So if you're afraid to do that, then reach up to your director. So when you want to go further in this company, you know, and you want to succeed and you want to move up the career path, it's about sharing the opportunity. You know, you have to share. If you want to get into DIQ, it's about sharing. And when we you know, we finished DIQ in 2 months. We went through it in 2 months. Did we do it in 2 months? I think we did. I can't remember. I think it was 2 months. I don't know. Was it 2 months, Jane? Good. It's been a really long day. We finished it up, you know, easily because we shared, and all my girls got on and they shared and shared and shared and shared and shared. So that's what we did. That's what's gonna get you going. And the great thing too is I always tell people, I look at this company as you don't go anywhere until you help someone else. Look at it in that direction. Don't look at it as I'm not going to succeed until I recruit people under me. You know, you choke on those words. They're terrible words. You know, you have to help people. You want to help people, you know, you want to help them by showing them this opportunity. You want to go through DIQ. You want to get there because you're going to help your team to build their own team. You know, it's about helping people. You don't go up a rung of the ladder until you pull somebody up and they help to push you up. That's how I look at it. So anyway, that's kind of tips on sharing and how we finish DIQ. Tips on finishing a car. And again, you know, if you're looking to go for car, which by the way, guys, did you know that you can go on Target for your first Mary Kay car with only 5 team members? 5. Megan, 5. That's all you need. 5 people to go on Target for your car. I highly, highly recommend going onto InTouch and checking out the qualifications for car. That's a big thing, you know, and Eleanor said this too, and it makes so much more sense. When you tell people that you're going for your first car in Mary Kay, people get excited because they're like, oh, I know what that means. That's exciting. When you tell people, oh my gosh, I'm in DIQ and I'm about to be a sales director, they're like, okay, but what does that mean? I don't, you know, that's not something tangible because they're not in the company. They don't get it, but they understand earning a car. So anyway, when you have a goal like that, you know, always give them something tangible, even if your goal is, you know, to hit star this quarter. You know, we have some incredible prizes. You know, I'm really looking forward to that laptop, by the way. I need a new one. Mine, I'm surprised it isn't dead yet, but you know, give them that tangible thing that they can see. People want to help you out. They really do. So anyway, I'm getting a little off course here. Finishing, when we finished car, a lot of the time car and DIQ production go hand in hand. Mine did not. It's not the way that it went, and you know what, that's okay. I ended up becoming a director first. I just it wasn't lining up for me the way I wanted it to, and sure, that was a bit of a bummer. That and you know, that could have really put me down and I could have stopped, but I was like, I'm going to focus. I'm going to become a director and then I'm going to get my car. And that's exactly what I did. And the great thing about when you're a director your DIQ production actually counts towards CAR. So that was a huge help for me because we did great while we were in DIQ. That was really awesome. So the other thing too that has gotten me from here to here is tracking. I cannot stress this enough. I remember sitting at I think it was either fall advance or even January jumpstart this year, you know, with Tammy Romans down at Hershey, and they were talking about tracking. They kept talking about tracking and how important it is to track, and I was like, that just sounds like something that just sounds like more work. I don't want to do that. I don't need to track. What are they talking about? It sounded like it was more work to me. And then once I actually started doing it, I couldn't wait to do it more, you know, because the way that I track is by coloring things in, like my giant thermometer, you know, coloring in the little diamonds on Queen's Court of Sales, coloring in, that's tracking. That's all that it is. It's just coloring. That's it. Knowing where you are and where you need to be, just doing a little bit of math and watching those numbers drop is so fun. It is so fun. So tracking. If you need help in how to track or what to track, then again, reach out to your director, send me a message, whatever. I love tracking. And I was so bad at it before. I just didn't even do it. I had no idea what my numbers were. I had no clue. I didn't know anything. I didn't know what my team members, I didn't know what their numbers were. I had no idea where they were for their goals. No idea. And I think that's the other thing too, is if you are interested in moving up and being a leader and being an independent sales director, let me just ask, how many of you guys are interested in becoming a sales director? Okay, we've got some hands up. Okay, if you want to become a sales director, you have to start thinking like, there we go. You have to think like a sales director.
Wait, raise your hands again. I'm writing everyone's name down, and I am going to be making sure that you get this tattooed on your body somewhere that we can see. I'm kidding. Okay. I love it. I love it. Okay, sorry.
So there's a lot of people here who are really interested in promoting themselves and climbing up the ladder. I think the thing that changed for me is thinking like a leader. So it doesn't matter whether you have one person on your team or you have 10 people on your team. You need to lead those people. So you need to be in touch with, even if it's just one person, you know, hey, how are you doing? Is there anything that I can help you out with? You know, throwing out challenges to, even if it's just 3 people on your team, you know, thinking like a leader. Chrissy, I want the car, but no, you do. You want to be a director. Just trust me. I know. She wants it. She's full of it. She didn't want to sign her agreement until I poured her a glass of wine and said, here, sign this. And then she did. Look at her now. So anyway, so that is a true story. So, you know, if you want to be a leader, you need to think like one. So start pretending like you're a leader. Start acting like a leader, start thinking like a leader, start treating your people, you know, start leading them, really start doing that. The other thing that really helped us too is, you know, I think on finishing CAR, we have a great team, but it was the production, you know, that production of finishing it. And we literally, like Jane, we came in, it was like 12:15 when I finally saw that number drop and hit 0. And I'm like, all right, we did it. We are 11th hour victories in our unit for sure. But hitting that production, $1,000 day challenges. And I've talked about this before, that is going to take you over the line. It really is. People can get so excited about that. I can't begin to tell you how many people, I want to help you with your goal. I want to help you hit that challenge. I want to help you get this. What can I do? You know, it's so much easier than you think. You know, the first time I did the $1,000 day challenge was in January, and we had, I think it was 1,400 that I did in one day. And then I did it again this month to boost our sales, and it was 1,900. And then the day of the last day of the month, here's what I did, guys. I pulled out every single receipt, because I, of course, I'm an analog person. Let me see if I can show you the picture. Every single receipt that I have from February of last year on, and went through every single one of them. I don't know if you can see, but that is what my desk looked like that day. I had stacks and stacks and stacks of receipts and went through every single one of them. And the people that I focused on to hit that production were people who had high selling items, the people who had time-wise repair. And maybe I haven't talked to them in a while. So pulling them out, calling them and saying, hey, do you need a refill on anything? How are you doing on your repair set? By the way, today's our last day to finish up car. It was a little sexier than that. It wasn't really just like that, but I finessed it a little bit more. But that's what I did. I went through every single person and everybody that hadn't already ordered from me. And I sold another 1,200 that day just from calling people and like nonstop calling people, call. I pulled all my receipts. I pulled all my profiles, everybody. I looked through everything and called them or sent them a message depending on, my relationship with them. But yes, calling makes a huge difference. The fortune is in the follow-up. It really, really is. So those were just kind of some of my tips. I hope that you guys are able to take something away from that. I know I'm a little bit all over the place, but finishing up, just keep going. Just keep going, guys, because you're this close. There's a meme that I've seen a bunch of times, and Jane, you were talking about this. It's there's a miner who's digging for diamonds, and they show you never know the value of one more step, and the guy is literally like this far away from hitting the diamonds, but he gives up and turns around and walks away. That diamond might just be one more phone call away. So keep going.
Thanks, Ray. That was so excellent. Oh my goodness. I just love the keep going. That was fantastic because, I remember because we were voxing when you realized that in June, as you were finishing sales director, that you would not still be on target for car and that
Right.
like moment. But did she just, crawl up and put a movie on it? No, she finished what she could finish, and the deadline just changed. The deadline became September 30th, and that's an icky feeling for sure. But something we've talked about in our unit is that you don't you're seeing Rachel having just become a sales director and earning her car, and you're seeing us become a pink Cadillac. But what you're not seeing is all the things behind it, all the times I cried off my makeup, redid it, put my pantyhose on, and went to do an appointment because I didn't have a healthy spouse. What you're not seeing is postpartum depression in whoever you might be looking at. What you're not seeing is custody battles over kids. I mean, this is not all. The first thing was true for me, but the rest of it's not. But what you're not seeing is all those hard things on that mountaintop. So do not compare your junk, your inside, to mountaintop experiences. What we want you to take is, what can I put into action tonight, or what can I put into action first thing tomorrow morning? You know what I really needed to hear? Keep going. I really needed to hear, take radical action in one day, and then fall in with Kim's 10-5 and that daily consistent activity. I really needed to hear, whatever it might be. Pick one thing that you needed to hear. I really need to hear Kim's networking tip. Like, I need to go to Hobby Lobby or wherever, buy those things tomorrow and get that moving. Like, what are you going to do in these next 24 hours? Because you ladies are excellent. You are the cream of the crop. Not everybody earned this call. And we are resuming. We pivoted for a month, but we are going to start doing this every month again. So next time, I want you to bring all your team who have also become divas, and you are a double diva or triple diva. What can you do? What is your next best step? So awesome. Any parting words, Kim Moore? You're never at a loss for words.
And Erin just laughs right away. She's like, yep, 15-minute boxers, baby. That's what our director leaves us. Yep.
That's why Erin likes to talk to me. I just get to the point. No, I'm kidding.
Hey, well, so I'm gonna tell what you can expect at the next Diva night. Okay, we were kind of throwing around some ideas. And so, it's been a rough season for brides, right? But bridal business is going to be booming, right? And so our next Diva, a portion of this is going to focus on how to rock bridal makeup and how to grow that part of your business. There's lots of different ways that you can work with brides. Some of us do makeup, some of us don't. Some of us use it to advertise and get in the door, bachelorette. There's so many different ways. So we're going to focus some training for divas only right here next month. You do not want to miss it. I will tell you, I don't know a single director who does not incorporate bridal in their business. There is just so much money, networking, and leads to leverage from one bride. It is well worth it. You do not want to miss it. Okay. So Rachel, any last words? No.
No, just congratulations everybody for being here. You're already on the right track. Chugga chugga. Keep going.
Hashtag chugga chugga. There you go.
Love
I love
it.
it. All right. That's our hashtag for the month. Listen, guys, we'll see you back here next month. Bring your team members, right? Diva all the way. We'll see you later, guys. Have a great weekend.